You know what's crazy about these stories is Philando Castile's story. They say like he was stopped, I think 49 times by the police. And I know there's always some story about a person's character. Oh, drugs and a history. And this man could not have been more of a model citizen. Worked with children, was revered in his community. They called him, the kids used to call him Mr. Rogers with dreads. That's what they used to call this guy, you know? And you get to a point where you realize it's like it's just a part of a black person's life in America. Here's how crazy it is, right? I've only lived in the United States for 6 years, on and off. I lived on the West Coast for 2.5 years. I've lived on the East Coast now for 2.5 years. In that time, I shit you not, I have been stopped by police, maybe, I would say going on at least 8 to 10 times I've been stopped by the police, which always blows white people's minds, which I didn't know was like a thing. So like when someone was talking about it, and then I was like, they said Philando Castile got stopped 49 times, and then I was like, oh yeah, I was like, that's crazy insane. I was like, I've only been stopped like maybe 7, 8 times. And then people are like, wait, what? What do you mean, and where, and how? But it's the truth. I've been stopped a shit ton of times. I've been stopped in rental cars, I've been stopped in my car, I've been stopped in a car with tinted windows, a car with rims, a car with no rims, I've been stopped in a Tesla. That's like a Tesla, people. Like, I don't know what silent crime you think I'm on my way to commit, but I've been stopped in a Tesla. And every time, that's the crazy thing is, I've just accepted it. I go like, oh shit, I get stopped. And my friend, one of my best friends from North Carolina, he works at the Daily Show now. He's always driving with me, and he'll always laugh at me because we're best friends. Like whenever I get pulled over, the first thing I do is I throw my arms out the window. And it looks so stupid when you see me. Because like the cop will go, they pull over, and then I pull over, and then as soon as I've come to a dead stop, I just throw my arms out the window. Just because I would rather have the cop go, you are weird, and then every cop that comes to my window, they're like, what the hell are you doing? And then we go from there. Then I'm like, all right, cool, but you saw where my hands are. And then it's insane that it's such a normal thing. Like in this situation, the guy said, officer, I have a gun. Here is my woman. Here is my child in the backseat. I have a gun. The officer says, where is the gun? And he says, it is in the glove box, and I have my papers, I have my license. I can show, and the officer says, and he gives him contradictory, instructions, and the guy's trying to, and there's a transcript of this. It's not even like you're making it up. And then what happens? The guy slowly reaches for the thing, and then he's shot. And what's sad about it is I feel the problem is oftentimes in America, the conversation gets caught up in racism as it pertains to black and white, but I don't believe that is the conversation. I honestly don't believe that is the conversation. I believe that the police force as a whole is trained in such a way that it creates a state racism that is different. It's not a racism like it's a very different thing. You know when people go like, it's racism, then people go like, I don't know if that cop was racist or not, but the police force themselves. They know this. We've seen countless videos of like a white woman shooting at the cops, and the cops are like, oh, we'll make a plan to get that gun away. Because in their heads, they're going like, yeah, well, come on. She's just, you know what I mean? She's making a mistake. That's what she's doing. She's not used to crime. Look at her. You know what I'm saying? Like, and then when you flip it in these situations, you realize you're like, there's no way, there's almost no way to not get shot. Every single one has an excuse. It was Mike Brown. They said he came to the officer. I understood that story. I was like, we don't know all the details, whatever. And then you go, Tamir Rice, the little kid, they said, yeah, but he had a gun. He looked young, but he had a gun. You don't know what the gun, okay, fine. So don't have any type of gun. Don't come towards the police officer. But then you get other stories. They go, Trayvon Martin, yeah, but he had a hoodie. Then you're like, all right, the hoodies are fucking scary. I get it. We've all watched Star Wars. I know those things. You don't know what's underneath that. I get it. Then they go, Walter Scott. He was running away from, I never understood. He was running away. His back was turned to the officer. He's running away. Where's the threat? No one's threatening from behind. Do you know what I mean? Maybe a Kardashian, but no one else. And still. So, I mean, we'll keep talking about it. We'll keep, as my mom always says, like, she goes like, in South Africa, we have a phrase, like, Xhosa people say, like, dinegile. It's when, it's a phrase that black women in South Africa use because they got so fed up with what was happening. They were like, I won't let this thing break me, and I'm fed up with it, but it won't define who I am as a person. Do you know what I mean? So it's like, that's what my mom would say. Now, she'd use it just about me being a shithead in the house. and about the apartheid government. But still, that's that's the feeling I have now. So thank you for joining me, and we keep moving together. Let's do this thing. Hello? Mr. President, how are you? Yes, of course. Oh, you want me to let people know they can watch full episodes of The Daily Show for free anytime with the Comedy Central app or at thedailyshow.com? Yes, of course. Yes, I know I'm fake news. All right. Love you too. Bye-bye.